is a different morning. I usually get either snowy weather in the winter session, or it's usually pretty nice in the summer. But hey, we needed the rain, so I think it is a beautiful morning.
See, there we go. Silver lining in every situation.
Yeah, my grass is brown. I don't know about yours.
I don't have grass, I have weeds.
Oh, there we go. I tried watering some things, but it just, after about 10 minutes, you realize, man, if it would just rain for 5 minutes, that would be like 17 times the watering.
Yeah.
So, well, this weekend I think it's going to be warm again.
A little bit cooler than it has been this week.
Oh, that's good.
It'll.
How about rain?
Today.
Okay.
It's gonna heat back up next week too.
So I know a good strategy. How about it always rains during the workday, and then it gets sunny right before you come out, and the workday ends. Or you can enjoy all the lush plants.
I like that.
Yeah, I think that's good. That's what we'll try to do today, okay?
I'll try to get
That's
Mother
the plan.
Nature to cooperate.
Then we can have a nice weekend with stuff actually growing. Hey, a lot of schools around the state trying to figure out what they're doing here for the fall.
Yeah, it seems like they have plans, but then they kind of have to adjust them, and
A tough job this year.
yeah.
Any event going on is tough, and then you're thinking about schools and the mission and what we need to do, what we're trying to do, and you just got to kind of trust
Mm-hmm.
and trust and know everyone cares. So hopefully that gets some resolution, and everyone can kind of put that to the side and move forward with the plan. Sports are the same way.
Yeah.
In that way.
Yeah, a lot of planning. I know Rochester Athletic Director Ryan Johnson's been, trying to prepare for everything lately. So I'm sure that's a stressful job right now.
Well, here's the thing. In the future years, as this becomes less and less of a thing, he'll think his job is so easy.
That's true. That's a good
So-
point. That's a good point. So
Get that tough stuff out of the way
Yeah.
early.
yeah.
Well, every event is tough, and I'm interested and appreciative that Fulton County 4-H Fair is still doing their events
Yeah.
for their participants, which is great. So I know that's kind of happening now. I think I saw a notice from RTC channel, RTC TV, that they had something going on even last night.
And I know the other night I switched it on. I thought I was watching probably a fair from one of the previous years, but it was this year's fair. I think it was Pulaski County that was on that night. So I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool that they're still going over there and filming everything.
That is neat. And then you can still feel like you're participating if you're a family member or a friend. Wanted to see how it goes.
Trying to make the best of it.
Well, a lot of work goes into those projects with
absolutely.
the animals, especially, and others. So at least they can have some events and actually show animals and that kind of thing for judges. So that's pretty neat. And good luck to all those that are participating. I saw there is a queen contest this year also. So hey, not everything's different, guys.
No.
Not everything, just most.
Okay, today we've got Mr. Dave Fincher in to talk about the Fulton County Cancer Fighters Incorporated. And we're going to have him join us here at the bottom of the show, and pretty interested to hear about the plans they have this year. Dave's been involved with Relay for Life and raising money for the American Cancer Society for many years in our community. And so we're interested to hear about what event may be happening this year. Our trivia is related to that. And it is, what year did Relay for Life originate in? A, 1980, B, 1983, or C, 1985?
All three guesses pretty close there.
Yeah. Thanks, Tanner.
You're welcome.
The 80s.
You've been on a hot streak lately, so I gotta
Yeah.
try to trip you up.
I'm going to do my best to answer it correctly at the end of the show, too.
A lot of good things happen in the 80s, isn't it?
Yeah.
We look back more fondly now as time passes, I think.
I was gonna say I read about it. Nope, 90s baby here. So.
Ah.
All right, Tanner. A lot of sports news. I'm not sure how much of it is good, but
That's
some of
a
it.
good way to put it. One piece of news that happened late yesterday afternoon that I don't have down here, but I'll lead with is the Big Ten Conference announced that for all their fall sports, not just football, they're going to play conference-only games. The non-conference slates are gone for all sports, especially football.
What's your prediction?
I'm trying to think positive, but I feel this is kind of just like reshuffling the seats on the Titanic.
Oh, God.
I know it sounds really bad, but is the way things are moving with college football slowly. I don't know. We saw the Ivy League cancel fall sports completely. But the Ivy League also doesn't make revenue off the sports like a lot of these other colleges and
Fair
universities
point there. Yep.
do. If the Big Ten does just stick, I mean, they're going to stick with conference games, but if they stick with the current slate, there's 9 games for every team. I think they'd have to add one because some teams lost. Like, for instance, Purdue, 2 of their 3 non-conference games were at home. So if any fans are allowed, you're going to take 2 of those home games away and still charge them full price for tickets without substituting another one in, which every Big Ten team has 4 teams they don't play. So you could just take one of those 4 teams and slide them into the schedule. It looks like more conferences are probably going to do this. I saw the ACC. It's looking like that's probably a sure thing. But the ACC also said they would help Notre Dame however they could, because Notre Dame doesn't have a conference. So if all these other teams that are in conferences aren't going to play teams outside the conference, Notre Dame's kind of stuck. But Notre Dame's got a 5-game agreement every year with the ACC, so that's 5 of their scheduled 12 games anyways. The ACC said they would try to figure out a way to help them, so they could kind of be an honorary member for 1 year of the ACC. A lot to figure out still.
Oh my gosh.
We do have about 2 months until games are actually scheduled to start, so a lot can change between now and then, but
are players practicing yet? Or is there any
it's all
organized
voluntary workouts. I saw Ohio State postpone their voluntary workouts this week due to COVID cases. Some other schools have done the same, but some other schools haven't been affected very much, if at any at all. So mandatory ones are supposed to start here, I think. I don't know if it's late July or early August.
Okay.
So something to keep our eye on. Speaking of college sports, these are more alumni based. The TBT basketball tournament, TBT stands for the basketball tournament, is underway. They're actually in the quarterfinals now, so down to the final 8. It's been a fun little tournament to watch. It's made up of mostly of different teams of their alumni. For instance, Syracuse, I forget what their name, Boeheim's Army, I think is their name. It's made up of all Syracuse guys. Purdue actually had a team in it this year, the Minamaki, but unfortunately, due to COVID and some other things, they ended up with just 4 Purdue players on the roster instead of, I think it was supposed to be 8. So they had to pick up guys that had Purdue ties but didn't play at Purdue.
Sounds like a stretch, Tanner.
Yeah, it was still enjoyable to watch something I kind of cared about for the first time sports-wise since March. The Purdue players that were in it were John Octis, Isaac Haas, Evan Boudreau, and Jaquil Taylor were the 4 that played at Purdue that were in it. They won their first game, and then they lost to Boeheim's Army in a close contest. But it's single elimination, so you lose, you're out. The winning team gets $1 million, and the payments provider is Zell of the TBT.
Wow.
So each player gets a different share. I don't know how they figured out which player gets what. I know like one player would get $100 grand, another player might get a little more or less than that on the winning team. So, but all the payments are sent through Zell. So
Zell's a person-to-person payment that First Federal offers. Nice tie-in, Tanner.
So it's been a fun little tournament to watch. I mean, at least there's been something live and kind of meaningful to watch. So it's just weird seeing no fans there at all, or anything that you hear everywhere the players and coaches are saying. But
That's not always good.
Yeah.
and a few more little notes here. The Ryder Cup's been postponed until 2021. That's an event you almost have to do with fans, because fans just bring the energy to that event. USA versus Europe. So now the Ryder Cup's back on its original schedule. It postponed a year back when 9/11 happened.
Oh.
So now it's actually back on the original
Just needed
schedule
a
of the
little
odd
redirect,
years.
huh?
And then the President's Cup will move back to the even years. Patrick Mahomes got paid a little bit. Kansas City Chief quarterback.
Gosh.
Sports record contract of 10 years, 503. Yeah, $503 million.
That surprised me for a position that frequently can get injured.
Yep. And he's still got 2 years left on his rookie contract.
Wow.
So really it's a 12-year contract. And his injury clause of the contract's $140 million.
Wow.
So he gets $140 million no matter what, even if
what.
he gets hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like he's darn worth it, but
Sports economics must be doing okay.
they must, because, I mean, give that much of money of your team to one player, I think you're gonna kinda tie up what you can do with other positions, but
Yeah.
I'm sure they looked over their strategy before doing that, so.
I don't know. I bet they'll have some regrets later.
But yeah, as a Bronco fan, it's a great, gotta have to worry about him twice a year for the next 12 years. And lastly, the MLB schedule came out on Monday, and the first games are scheduled to start on July 23rd. So 13 days away. So that'll be interesting to see too.
Excited.
Got some tidbits this morning. On this day in 1890, Wyoming became the 44th state of the United States. On this day in 1981, Disney's The Fox and the Hound was released. I remember watching that growing up with my grandparents
That's a good one.
on VHS.
A little scary, a little sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Hit all the notes.
Hits all the emotions.
And VHS at that, so.
Yeah. On this day in 1985, Coca-Cola announced it would resume selling its old formula Coke.
Instead of New Coke.
See, I never was.
I've heard of New
Yeah,
Coke,
yeah.
but
I
I've
was
never
gonna say, I
tried
never
it.
experienced it, so.
New and better until it wasn't.
Until it wasn't, yeah. Until the demand for the old stuff came back. And on this day in 2018, I thought this was interesting. Drake surpassed the Beatles' record of most singles on the Billboard Hot 100 list with 7, beating their 5 from his album Scorpion.
See, that's just not right.
I know, I was interested. Like, wow, I didn't realize that. So,
Wow, that's interesting.
and here's the tidbits everybody's been waiting for. Today's National Kebab Day. It's also National Pina Colada Day. Teddy Bear Picnic Day. And I had to laugh at this one. Don't step on a bee day.
Okay.
I mean, how often does that really
I
happen?
was gonna say, yeah.
So don't step on a bee, take
Yep.
your teddy bear out on a picnic, drink a pina colada while you're eating kebab. Boom.
Paul's got it figured out.
Better wait till the rain stops.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
maybe
do it
this evening. Yeah. An evening picnic.
There we go.
Thanks,
You're
Tanner.
welcome.
Some interesting stuff. Oh boy. Okay. Hey, this is a big weekend for the Fulton County Animal Center. It's having its annual rummage sale. It actually starts today from 3 to 7. There is a $2 admission because, you know, all the good
Those
stuff
folks
is,
cost.
yeah, all the good stuff's there.
Yeah.
You want to be one of the first ones to pick through things, get the good things. Then it's open tomorrow 8 to 2. This is at the Fulton County Historical Society. Tomorrow is a $1 admission, and then Sunday 8 to noon with no admission. And everything's name your own price.
Yeah, I think it looks like, I mean, you're gonna have your selection of dog toys,
That's neat.
maybe some dog food, I think I saw on there. There was a whole list of different things that you can bring in throughout this past week.
The other nice thing about this is you can take stuff you are looking to find a home for and feel good about it.
Yeah, that's a great
So
point.
that's a big service right there.
Yeah.
I love what they're doing with that. So support the Animal Center creatively and look for a few treasures along the way this weekend. Also, the Fulton County Habitat for Humanity golf outing. Tanner may know something about this.
Just a little bit.
Saturday, August 15th this year at Round Bottom Golf Course. 8 o'clock registration, 9 o'clock tee time. $100 to sponsor a hole, $250 to have a team of 4. I guess a team of any.
Yeah, preferably 4.
Or $300 to do both.
Yep.
What a bargain.
Little deal there.
There we go. Mailed to Fulton County Habitat for Humanity, P.O. Box 843, Rochester, Indiana 46975.
You can also just contact me if you have any questions or
That sounds
anything.
easier.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
How do you prefer to be contacted?
Email or cell phone, I really don't care.
Okay.
So I guess I can give myself on 574-835-2258. So then my email, tannerjlee1992@gmail.com. So either way, so far we're having a really good amount of sponsors and teams come in. So we're
Great.
pretty excited about it.
That's great. Thanks for putting that on and
Absolutely.
helping raise money for Habitat for Humanity. RSVP of Fulton County is accepting reservations for a bus trip to Boston, Salem, and Cape Cod from October 25th to the 31st. Cost is $919 per person. You can contact Ann King at 223-3716 for more information and also to reserve a spot.
Always nice to go somewhere every year.
Yeah.
Picked up a little tidbit about our guest this morning.
Uh-oh.
Don't cringe.
Training spots.
Well, I saw this in the Chamber Business Minute. Dave, you have to help me out here. DeBruler Imaging is 90 years old this year. Is that correct?
Yes, the company started in 1930.
That's awesome. I just wanted to congratulate you on that.
Thanks, you. I didn't do it all.
Well, I know that. You've been a big part of that.
But, you know, one stat on that, I'm the only man that owned it full right out and lived longer than 5 or 6 years after they had owned it.
So you
Right
beat the
out.
curse.
Wow.
Yeah, when I bought it, the original owner sold it in 5 years. The next owner bought it, went to war, came back with Legionnaires' disease and died in a couple of years. Bob DeBruler bought it in bought everybody out in 64, all his partners, and passed in 67, 68.
You're beating all the odds,
So
buddy.
yeah, I was all happy to beat that out. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
congratulations to you and Donna. Also, Fulton County Chamber of Commerce Member of the Month for July.
Yeah.
Neat recognition.
Yeah.
Very timely, too.
Thank
At
you.
the 90-year mark. That's great. We got a little money news this morning. The Dow fell 300 points yesterday. Had a little bit of an up and down week. Walgreens didn't look so hot, weaker than expected earnings. That's just going to happen with
Oh yeah.
some of these things. Nobody really knows where the earnings are going to come in, so we'll see some highs and lows there. But there was some good news for a few companies, such as Amazon, which rose 1.2% to an all-time high. And Dow futures a little bit lower this morning. Overall, though, still coming off that great month of June. Hard to tell if the economy is getting more healthy very quickly or still in the danger zone, because there's just a lot of conflicting reports out there about states shutting down a little bit more, seeing where things are at, getting cautious, just trying to keep things under control and stay open in some fashion. The one outlier here is Disney World's opening up tomorrow in Florida. I don't know how they're doing that, but they are moving forward with that. So make your plans today. Hey, come in and see us at First Federal today. We're open until 5 on Fridays, which is kind of nice. And tomorrow, Saturdays, we're always open 8:30 to noon for your teller transactions. We'd love to see you. Our lobby is open now, so come on in and say hello. You can bank with us online, www.firstfederalbanking.com, if you'd like to. Very convenient way to transfer money, see your balances, check your transactions, pay your bills online, send some money to somebody conveniently. It's pretty cool. You can also download our mobile app and do all the same things on that as well. So check your app store for your various phone type. And our ATM, good old ATM, always there for you, 24/7. Go out and get some money whenever you want.
Yeah. Or
Isn't
make
that nice?
deposits.
And now places are open, you can actually go spend it too. So,
Yeah.
hey, there you go. We offer a lot of different mortgage products, and we did just lower rates this week, which weren't expecting. Rates were already very low, but now you can potentially get a 30-year rate that's around 3% or even lower if you're purchasing a home. So check that out. Now's a good time to buy a home because you can spend a lot less money on interest. That's what everyone wants to do. So contact Ben Dalton or Stacy Wilson, and they can provide you with more details. Our Simply Free checking account gift this cycle is a party tub.
Yeah.
So that may fit in with what we're going to talk about with Mr. Fincher here in a minute. You can bring your own party tub somewhere and have some cool drinks. Isn't that great? And we are open for commercial lending for businesses. Contact Lindy Breeden. Or retirement services. You can talk to Mark Blubaugh or Brian Bell today and get some more information on long-term planning. We'd love to have you like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and even subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got a lot of great videos and tips and tricks there on YouTube. We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County, and we don't want to be the biggest, just the best bank. We're a member FDIC and equal housing lender, NMLS number 399927.
We're legal.
Enough about us. Let's talk about someone else.
Yes.
We are excited to have Mr. Dave Fincher with us this morning,
Thank you.
representing Fulton County Cancer Fighters Incorporated.
Yes, it's a new 501(c).
I want to hear a little bit more about this. I'm not familiar with Fulton County Cancer Fighters yet, but I'm going to be after our show.
You are. We're a brand new nonprofit. We're planning a blues festival. We started this planning it back in February, and then Corona come along, and we stopped planning, helped put things on hold. And as we started back up again, we talked to American Cancer Society and was working our way through things. And about halfway into it, they had a spending freeze. and they recommended us we go out on our own, away from them, to raise money for them. So we're a third party now who raises money for American Cancer Society. Okay. So who we are a group of local folks who are concerned about cancer and funding cures. We're split off the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life. Our purpose is to raise funds to try to find a cure for all cancers. Because of the Relay for Life, many cancers are no longer a death sentence. Many cancers are now curable with advanced treatments available, and our goal is to raise funds to help find even more cures.
So this year you're getting a little more creative to be able to raise funds for the same purpose.
We're starting the Joe Scheidler Memorial Blues Festival. And it's the Joe Scheidler Memorial Blues Festival this year, but it might be somebody else's name on it next year. We're not tied to Joe Scheidler. Joe was a 60-year-old boy who wanted to be an auto mechanic and spent time working on his old Dodge truck with his dad. And in October 2010, he found out he had leukemia, which is a type of blood cancer. Joe attended the 2011 Relay for Life event. He arrived in a wheelchair. Before he went home that evening, he was so inspired he walked for hours.
Oh my gosh, that's
He even walked out of the facility without his chair. He hadn't walked without a chair for a while. Joe missed a year of school, but still managed to graduate with his class in 2012. I met Joe, and I tell you, he was always had a smile on his face and always happy to see. Joe passed in February 2018 to 2014. Joe's family got involved in Relay for Life, and Joe's terrible tragedy brought that family closer together than you'll ever know.
interesting.
And they have made the family stronger, and they do a lot for the Relay for Life. So this year we're honoring Joe for his life, but all those who fought the fight before Joe and lost.
Yeah.
And then also celebrating with those who've surviving and still surviving. So our event, the Joe Scheidler Memorial Blues Festival, we have 4 bands, 2 local bands, and I say local bands, South Saturn Delta is a group of 3 guys who come together just to play for this concert, just to play
Oh,
for
that's
us.
neat.
Both of them had different bands, but they couldn't get their bands all together, so they came together and formed a band that they wanted to play at our event. And then we have Alibi Blues Band, which is Gary Inier, Dave Delp, Jim Eikenberry, and Dale Paxton. And 3 of them are formerly from Treated Released.
Yeah, we've heard of those guys
Yeah,
before, haven't we?
yeah, all excellent artists.
That's
And
great.
oh doggone it, Pat, he comes from the Ginger and the Baked Goods. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of them or not, but
I haven't.
Ginger and the Baked Goods, they sing some great music. They're a lot of fun to listen to. They're a big band. They got probably 7 or 8 members.
That's
And
great.
they're fun to listen to. This next band we're going to have is called Old Harv and the Blues Cats. Now, any blues lover out there knows who Old Harv is. Old Harv on WVPE, he's on your public radio Saturday and Sunday afternoons, and he's probably the biggest, best show they have. But he played in the band for years called Elwood Splinters Blues Band. He was the lead singer, and they all retired. So now he's got a bunch of guys together who had their own bands. It's Old Harv, Catman Ballard, Steve Harris, and Steve Smetzer, which most of you haven't heard of, but together these guys got 11 CDs out on the market.
Oh, that's pretty
So
neat.
they're pretty good musicians. And one thing Harv told me, he says, we're kind of an all-star band bunch. Retired blues guys this could be our last big hurrah.
That's
And
awesome.
we're going to give it everything we got. So we're looking forward to hearing them. They could be our headliner if we wanted. You know,
Yeah.
they're that quality of guys. But our headliner is Mike Wheeler, the Mike Wheeler Band. And Mike is in the Blues Hall of Fame in Chicago. So they're coming down from Chicago. We got Mike Wheeler on guitar, Larry Williams, Chloe Cole, and Brian James. I don't know if you know them, but these guys are really good. It's going to be a great time. You can bring your own blanket, bring your lawn chair. Everything's going to happen at Black River Sports Complex. It's $20 a ticket to get in, and we'd love to have you. What we need volunteers. So if you're out there and you want to volunteer, I need more volunteers. I need people to help park cars, do lots of different things there. So if you're out there and you're concerned about cancer or you love the blues, give me a call. I'd love to talk to you. My number is 835-0191. But we'd love to talk to you. If you're a food vendor, we'd love to have you at our event. We're trying to find local food vendors first. If we don't find people locally, we're going to go outside the county. But we want some food trucks out there. If we're going to have 1,000 people there, we're going to need to feed some people. So we're looking forward to it. You can bring your own blanket, bring your picnic basket, leave your pet at home. Leave all your glass bottles at home.
Good idea.
Okay? So those are restrictions. No pets, no glass bottles on the soccer fields or on the complex. So.
We are speaking with Dave Fincher, and we're talking about the first ever Joe Scheidler Memorial Blues Festival, and this is an event to raise money for the American Cancer Society in lieu of a Relay for Life this year. Really exciting event.
We didn't tell when it was. We've talked about it. We're not
We're
giving a
just
date.
withholding this to let the
Take
suspense
time.
rise.
This is less than a month away. It's August 8th.
Coming right up.
Yeah, at the Blackwood Sports Complex. So
What time does it start?
starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We have a band going up 2, 4, 6, and 8. We want to be done by 10 o'clock so we can have our luminary ceremony. So we still have a luminary ceremony.
Oh, great.
And we sell luminary bags all day there, or giving them away, whatever your feeling is about your bag. You want a free one, we'll give you a free one. You want to pay for it, we'll take the donation. And we have people there who decorate your bag for you if you don't want to decorate it. And so we're looking forward to 10 o'clock, and we have all those lit up, and it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, interesting event about raising money, or an event about raising money for cancer. Cancer has touched so many people via family, friends, personally.
Right.
Almost everybody in the community probably has a real connection with a cancer story, a survival story, or a death story.
I can remember going over and sitting with your Uncle Dick,
I'm sorry.
and he wasn't in great shape then, but I could make him laugh a couple of times. That brought joy to both of us.
Yeah, he struggled for a long time
Yes,
with
he
that
did.
disease.
Yes, he did. I lost both my parents. I'm a 15-year cancer survivor this week.
This week. Oh, that should have been on my
Yes,
milestones,
yeah.
Dave. I didn't
Well,
realize that.
I didn't realize either, so I asked my daughter. I had to ask her what year it was. I couldn't remember what year I had cancer.
That's
But,
good, though, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
That's good when it's off
15
our back.
Yeah, 15 years ago on
Congratulations.
July 2nd, I believe. Yeah, so, yeah. I'm sure happy about it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So for $20, you can go listen to 4 bands
What a deal.
all afternoon, and you know you're doing it for a good cause, and it's a way you can kind of stay distanced but still be around some people, which is,
Exactly.
gosh, that's what we're looking for. It's been hard being away from everyone.
And
for
it's
so
a
long.
family event. Children 12 and under are free. So,
Hey.
you can't beat it. I mean, your family come for what, $40?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't have anyone that old yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might get close, but not
Yeah.
quite there.
Yeah. I tell you what, if you don't control them when they're 10, you can't control them when they're 15.
Good advice. I'll file that
for
away.
that.
Thank you, sir. Hey, you got any fundraising goals for this? You guys have a target that you're looking to
Yeah, we'd like
raise?
to raise $20,000, which takes about 1,000 people out there.
That'd be awesome.
I'm also looking for band sponsors. If anybody wants to sponsor a band, band sponsors anywhere from $500 to $1,000.
Okay, then you'll announce the business name.
We'll announce the business name, have a banner, but if the business wants to come and announce the band, they'll have a chance to be on stage
That's
and
neat.
have their face seen, which is worth a lot.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
a neat opportunity.
Yeah, so we'd love to have any sponsors like that too. So.
Well, thanks for coming on and educating us about this neat first-time event.
Oh, I'm excited about it.
I think this will go extremely well, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it next year.
I hope so. I sure hope so.
Yeah, I appreciate you and the 501c3, your group, your board, putting all this together and taking a step out there to still make a difference in a new way this year.
We had to do something different because what was happening in the past relay had just ran its course.
Yep,
So
very creative. Love it. Thank you so much, Dave.
thank you for your time. I appreciate being here.
Yep.
Go ATM. I love that, man.
Hey, let's do our trivia answer today. What year did Relay for Life originate? Paul, you think it was 80, 83, or 85? Covering up
Well-
the answer, which I didn't do earlier.
That's all right.
Well, I haven't looked at your page anyway, because that'd be cheating.
I know.
I know it's
trust you.
older than me, and all 3 of those options are older than me. But I know it's not much older than me. So, 85.
You're correct again. In May 1985, Dr. Gordon Platt, a colorectal surgeon for Tacoma, Washington, decided to raise money for the American Cancer Society. Because he enjoyed marathons, he walked around the track at the University of Puget Sound in Washington for 24 hours, and friends paid $25 to run or walk for 30 minutes with him. He walked 83 miles and raised $27,000, and a new thing was started. So that's a neat story. Our words of wisdom this morning are from an American author you've heard of, Mark Twain, the Huck Finn author, among a bunch of others. The best way to cheer yourself up is to try to cheer someone else up.
Okay. Look at that.
Dave just told us about that.
Yeah, he was just doing that. Look at that.
So, hey, great.
Great
Thanks for
time.
having us on. We enjoyed it, Paul.
Hey, thanks. Look forward to it next week.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.